Hey, welcome back to the Glycogen Cycling channel. So we have the July 4th edition of the Ave Maria Crit. So for those of you who haven't seen my last video, go check that out. This whole series is, well, it's a series of races. So the last one was the second race in the series. I didn't go to the first race, so here is the third race. So if you wanna kind of know what's going on, I'd recommend going to watch that video. If you don't really want to watch it, then that's fine. You can stay here, and we can just go over this race. So this whole series is based on points. So whoever wins each day, so first to sixth place gets a certain amount of points. First place gets 18, second place gets 13 points, third place gets 10 points, fourth place gets 8 points, fifth place gets 6 points, and then sixth place gets 4 points. Looking back, I think we should have changed that a little bit. Should have made it, I don't know. I think first place gets way too many points. But anyways, the guy who won the first two stages wasn't here today. So he, big sprinter guy. The rumor is he had some bike issues, but he didn't show up. So our goal was to get Nico kind of out in front and away. And we have just a ton of Waldo guys here. In hindsight, we probably should have broke ourselves up into two different teams, because this whole series is not, this isn't like a sanctioned race. This is open courses, just a fun race that anyone can do. We have two, so we had before this race is the Masters race, and then we have this one. So it's not like, you know, you don't have to pay to enter. You don't have to be a certain category. It's literally just open category. Whoever wants to be in it can be in it, and that's how it goes. So basically we're trying to get Nico those points. He is basically right on my wheel, if you see in the rear camera right now, and he finished third the first stage and then second on the second stage. So he's sitting at 23 points. The leader has 36, but again, he didn't show up, so he's going to get 0 today. So our goal is just to get Nico in those top spots, so he can actually get some good points and whittle down on that lead that guy had. So here we have the Naples Velo rider kind of shutting down this gap, and then one tip I'll give is if someone else is going to do the work, let them do the work. So I'm just sitting on his wheel, chilling, letting him pull me up there, and that's that. I mean, it's very little energy output on my end when he's doing like 500-600 watts to catch up to these guys. So those efforts add up over time. So you want to make sure, the whole point of racing is to be as fresh as you can be on that last lap, the last couple laps. You want to be the most fresh you can be. So it doesn't matter what happens the whole rest of the race. If you are fresh on that last, or if you're the freshest guy on that last lap, most likely you're going to make the best decisions, you're going to make the right moves, you're going to jump on the right wheels, and you're going to do well in the race. So that's really the goal of bike racing, to put it very simply. So again, we're trying to get Nico in a breakaway. He's kind of like me. He's not super great at sprinting. He's got a good pop, but it's better if he's in a breakaway sprinting against 5 guys versus a whole bunch. And hopefully the guys in the breakaway are not as great of sprinters. That's really the goal here. So the first strong move of this race actually took place right here on the second lap, right out of this turn. And you're going to see in a second, it was good move. you can see our speed is down during that last turn. So he kind of just went around us fairly easily. And you could see Nico there in the second rider. And we get him in a move with 4 of our Waldo guys. So, I mean, it's kind of unfair, to be honest. We have like 15 guys and the whole race is like 25, maybe 30. So, you know, we better have 4 guys in there. But somehow, this ends up getting pulled back, as we're going to go over in just a minute here. And again, at this point, I'm thinking this is the move of the race. Like this breakaway got very well in front. Like they got a very good lead, and like there's 4 of us. There's 5 guys in there that are all pretty strong, so they should be able to hold us off. But then we have this guy that just started just hammering and just pulling and pulling and pulling, and he just shut the whole thing down by himself, basically. So I don't even know who that guy is, but I probably have ridden with him around here before, but he was on beast mode that day for sure. And then that move that guy just made was absolutely perfect. That's what you want to do sometimes. You know, if you want to get in a breakaway, usually it's not that first move that goes, maybe not even that second, but that third move. You know, it could be the second move, but really, as soon as that breakaway gets pulled back and everyone's used their energy to pull it back, they're not gonna want to chase you right away again. So if you can kind of use your momentum and slingshot past everyone that's slowing down since they caught that breakaway, that's a good way to get away from you know, the whole field. Unfortunately, he just didn't have the legs. I don't know, but he couldn't hold it off. So here we go. Here's another move that gets established, and just in a second here out of this turn. And this was actually a very threatening move by this guy Chris. So he attacks here, and just one recommendation I'll have for him, you can see in just a second here, he kind of looks back and like soft pedals. He didn't want to do this alone. He knew he got this break established, but he just didn't want to do this by himself. One thing I'll say is, if you're going to go on a breakaway, you just got to commit. Obviously in this race, it's not as competitive as a real race. So you can do that. You can look back. You can kind of wait a second if someone's going to come with you. But in a real race, it's like, if you're going to go, you just have to go. You just got to put your head down and launch it. And if someone's going to come with you, that's fine. But that's just, you can't really do that. If you want to get away and get on an actual breakaway, you can't just stop pedaling and look back, because it's not going to work out for you. So here we have the last lap. We have Chris, sorry, I keep calling him Nick. Chris still out in front, and he's held this for like the last 4 or 5 laps, and somehow is still out in front. He just needed another little bit more time, and he would have won this solo. But at this point, I understand it's coming back, and I'm telling Nico I'm going to lead him out. So Nico is right on my wheel. You can see in the rear camera there. And at this point, I'm kind of like looking around, like, is anyone going to come around me? Because I don't want to be in the wind for half a lap, basically. I want like another 2 riders in front of me at least. And luckily this guy comes around me and is going to help me out. So that's good. But, you know, ideally I'd like one more. because he still has to do, you know, a long effort in the wind. But anyways, we catch this breakaway, half a lap to go, and we're trying to get Nico the win. And again, I'm leading him out for this sprint here. But basically at this point, I'm just like, this guy needs to just go full gas. If you're in the lead out, it's just, you're not going for the win yourself. You're just going full tilt as hard as you can go until your legs fall off, basically. You don't want to be holding anything back. And ideally, I want this speed up into the 30s, 29 at least. And I kind of jump off his wheel a little bit too quick, I think. And I'm pretty sure we had a tailwind at this section, so even faster, 31 would have been nice. But I jump off his wheel, just start holding 600 plus watts, and nearly eat it on this curb here. You can see in a second here. So I made it through, and I'm just like, all right, let's just go. So Nico did a great job sticking on my wheel. And then look how badly I get chopped right here. This is what you don't want to do if you're in a sprint. From one side of the road to the other. So just a recommendation. If you're in a sprint, you're technically supposed to hold your line. Not go from one side of the road to the other, because that's very dangerous. And luckily, he was going fast enough where it didn't chop my wheel, but that's... you know, not great. So you can see Nico did a great job sticking on my wheel through that corner, even though I nearly hit that curb. And then we just have this other guy come around and just beast mode it. And yeah, and then I kind of sit up towards the end just to let Nico get that third place. But yeah, Nico ends up picking up, you know, another 10 points. So he's at what, 23 now? Oh, 33. He's at 33, and the winner has 36. So that's how the race went. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one for stage 4. And that's going to be an exciting race. So make sure you stay tuned, subscribe if you're not, and we'll see you then.